A group of PKR lawmakers led by the party's former deputy president, Rafizi Ramli, has called for a royal commission of inquiry to investigate claims on judicial appointments. The group listed 4 major concerns tied to the issue. First was that the government did not act on judges proposed by the Judicial Appointment Commission, causing dire vacancies. Second was that the JAC, prior to Tengku Maimun Tuan Mat's retirement, had nominated candidates for the Chief Justice and the Court of Appeal President to Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim, but this was not acted on, leading to the current vacancies. Third was on the claim that the JAC was suddenly summoned last Friday to pick new candidates, but the meeting didn't follow the required 10-day notice. And lastly, that the Commission in a previous meeting had summoned a federal court judge to answer allegations of judicial interference. Besides forming an RCI, the PKR lawmakers will also formally request that Parliament's Special Select Committee for Institutional Reforms probe into the brewing judicial scandal. This includes summoning Anwar to give a statement to the committee. Ultimately, they want the appointment of judges to be made based on Tengku Maimun's recommendations when she was still the Chief Justice. They said any new recommendations must only be made after the RCI and Parliament Committee probe were completed. Speaking during a press conference this morning, Rafizi said that the issue had to be addressed to avoid speculations from the public and show the government's commitment to defend the judiciary. He expressed hope that Anwar will accept any request to face a proposed Parliamentary Special Select Committee proceeding on issues surrounding judicial appointments.
Sebab itu sebaiknya prosiding-prosiding ini berjalan seperti yang kami cadangkan. Kan? Di peringkat Parlimen, saya ingat PM has nothing to hide, and I hope that kalau Select Committee on Institutional Reform memanggil untuk clear the air, MPM can come.
She should take the opportunity to clear.
To explain, kan? Sama juga masa RCI dan sebagainya. Otherwise, all these questions you ask is nothing more than clickbaits. No one knows. You don't know, I don't know, the public doesn't know. Only very few select people in the whole 34 million population of Malaysia actually has the details. But the repercussion is huge because as we delay and we allow speculations and rumors and allegations fester, then the one that pays the highest price is the judicial independence and integrity of the judiciary. And when that happens, all of us will pay the price.
While several PKR MPs have pushed for a royal commission of inquiry on judicial appointments, former Law Minister Zaid Ibrahim doesn't believe that it will work. Taking to X, Zaid thanked a group of 9 PKR lawmakers led by former party Deputy President Rafizi Ramli for suggesting an RCI. However, he shut it down as being ineffective. Zaid claimed that RCIs in Malaysia tend to be political theatre, used as a smokescreen for inaction, deflection, or delay. He pointed to the RCI on Batu Puteh, saying that it was announced with fanfare, but left to rot with no publication of findings, no follow-up, and no accountability. Similarly, he said previous RCIs from Wong to judicial appointments became forgotten footnotes. Zahid also claimed there is a clear pattern in which the Prime Minister will control the terms to appoint the commissioners, often politically safe choices, and cherry-picks which recommendations to ignore. So instead of another inquiry, Zahid proposed a no-confidence vote or a censure motion in Parliament. He said even if it fails, it forces a public debate in Parliament, puts pressure on the PM, and shows Malaysians that someone is still willing to fight. Separately, Pejuang Information Chief Rafiq Rashid Ali insisted that all issues raised by Rafizi and PKR backbenchers stem from Anwar's alleged failures as Prime Minister. Rafiq, who is also the Judiciary Secretariat spokesperson, claimed that Anwar is the root cause and there is no choice but to demand that he resign. PAS and Bersatu leaders have called on Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim, who is on a work trip to Brazil, to return to Malaysia and address allegations of interference in the judiciary. This follows a push by PKR MPs for a royal commission of inquiry to investigate the allegations of a judicial appointment scandal. In a post on Facebook, Past Information Chief Ahmad Shari said the government must urgently and transparently address the PKR MPs' claim. The claims include delayed judicial appointments and questionable procedures in the Judicial Appointment Commission. He stressed that executive interference in the judiciary would collapse the principle of separation of powers and endanger democracy, and said that it must be taken seriously. Fadli urged Anwar to immediately return and provide a direct explanation to the people and Parliament. He also appealed to the Yang di-Pertuan Agong to consider appropriate steps to safeguard the dignity and independence of the judiciary from any executive encroachment. Bersatu's Wan Saiful Wanjan also echoed the call, stating it was crucial for the Prime Minister to go on leave to prevent further erosion of public trust in the judiciary. He said the conflict of interest here is very clear and justice must not only be done, but be seen to be done. Anwar is currently in Rio de Janeiro attending the BRICS Leaders Summit. PKR Central Leadership Committee members have denied a claim by former PKR Deputy President Rafizi Ramli. During a recent episode of his podcast, Rafizi had claimed that party president Anwar Ibrahim yelled at him for around 20 minutes. This allegedly happened during PKR's final Central Leadership Council meeting before its May 23 internal polls. Rafizi said the outburst came after he raised concerns over the party's digital voting system. He said he had argued that the system raised serious transparency concerns and brought up technical aspects of it, including the source code and servers that could potentially be manipulated to favor certain candidates. However, 2 council members have come forward to dismiss the shouting claim as baseless. In a post on Facebook, Mazli Malik insisted that Anwar didn't even raise his voice for a single minute during the meeting. Mazli said that anyone who says Anwar shouted at them for 20 minutes is either lying, hallucinating, or has chronic schizophrenia. Perlis PKR Chief Nur Amin Ahmad also denied the claims. He said that he attended the same meeting and wasn't aware of any major arguments or of any raised voices lasting for nearly half an hour. BN is confident that its partnership with Pakatan Harapan will help the coalition to retain the seats it won in GE15. BN chairperson Ahmad Zaid Hamidi said it was based on observations and results from 2 previous by-elections. Zaid pointed to gains during the Mahkota and Ai Kuning polls. According to Bernama, during his speech at the Gopeng UMNO Division Delegates meeting yesterday, he said that in GE15, BN won Mahkota by just over 5,000 votes. However, that majority jumped to over 20,000 in the by-election after they teamed up with Harapan. It was the same in Ai Kuning, where they had a 2,213 vote majority during GE15 and a majority of 5,006 votes during the by-election. Zaid said the gains show how the Harapan partnership boosted BN's vote count. He added that cooperation with Harapan should be a guide and reflection for leaders and the grassroots, as the strategy is sound and suitable to retain existing power. He said they cannot be proud and arrogant and want to go solo. Instead, he said this is the current reality, and in this way they can become dominant in the national political arena. Meanwhile, Para UMNO Chief Sarani Muhammad said Para UMNO will focus on attracting support from non-party members as its main strategy in maintaining BN's wins in GE16.